Hello everybody, welcome to Foundations of Social Theory. I'm Dr. Matthew Irvin. I'll be your guide, your course facilitator throughout the course. To begin with, let's do a walkthrough of the Desire to Learn site. Everything you're going to need for the course is here on this site, okay? So I'm going to be publishing links. I'm in the production stages of getting videos posted online. It should be there as we move through the first week of school, okay? There'll be different sorts of videos. There'll be substantial sort of mini overviews or lectures of the course material. There will be some how-to videos as well. So they're on YouTube, and these are YouTube links. So please, if you are having trouble viewing these, and I'm going to make a strong recommendation to you. You may or may not be able to do this over your phone or over your iPad, okay, or over your smart tablet. A lot of that is oversold. You're going to need to probably have access to some sort of a device, that'll allow you to watch. It's called a flash drive video, which is what YouTube videos are, okay? So if you're having trouble, please contact the student help desk. Please don't email me and go, help, I can't see the videos. And then, because what I'll do is I'll probably show, are you using a cell phone? And you'll say yes. They really don't work. Okay. So they can help you. Okay. What you'll need the correct text. Hopefully you were able to view my earlier video that'll explain the breakdown of that. If not, please let me know, and I'll send you a copy of that. But you really do, this is not a textbook optional class, and they're cheap alternatives. I know that textbooks are ridiculous, but you really need to prioritize your life in some way to get a copy of that. That's a tool, okay? So anyway, let's look at the first week. I've got an action-packed week, okay? And incidentally, over here on the left column, you'll see due dates. Basically, due dates for everything here, okay? And they will give you detailed information. These links will lead you back to some of this stuff. So let's take a look at the syllabus first. Please read this after you've watched this brief introductory video. Here's a copy of the book. Okay, and I've given you some rental options. I had to rent the textbook myself. Okay, and it cost me $19. So please don't tell me that you don't have the money for the textbook, or your money hasn't come in, or any of that. You need to please prioritize yourself so you can rent the textbook, and you can rent it from a number of places. But I have Amazon Prime, so please check your options, okay? All right. You can even share a textbook if you get a friend taking the course, just as long as you have access to the readings in the textbook. Okay. And then, so we're going to go through, we've got the course objectives here. I'm not going to do this. A word about the kind of learning. This is a 3,000 level course, okay? And, the expectation is they're called higher order ways of learning. So when I say do a critique, please don't tell me that I thought this was bad. A critique is this theory might not apply in 2017 because, and then provide an explanation. Again, I'm going to be providing short videos for each of the 16 chapters. You will need to read all the material. Here are some active reading tips that can relate you to how to successfully complete these assignments. Okay, so read the response papers. Just take notes, particularly if you're renting a textbook. You don't want to. You want to get you want to get something back for it. Have a piece of paper ready. Read the assignment beforehand. Okay. Whether it's a response paper, whether it's a graded discussion, we have 2 of those, or whether you're working on your group projects or studying for your test, read the material, read the question first, and then read through the material in a chapter, okay? The authors have a brief list of summary terms before you read the questions at the end of each chapter. Well, we're not going to be addressing all of these. They give you a good guide of how you can interact with reading yourself. So here's a little guide here. Please take a few minutes and look at what I mean by a response paper. I know a lot of folks have told me, I don't feel good about this. I don't like this. I'm not really, your feelings are important, but that's not what I'm concerned with here. Right here I'm concerned with your response, using your mind to the reading and the response questions. We have two discussions that are graded, okay, and they consist of, and we'll talk a little bit about the other kind when we talk about group projects, okay. And what you do is you're going to respond, you write an initial post, and then a substantial response to at least two of your classmates, okay? You're going to be working on a group project. Now, I've got a substantial amount of material. You probably have received an email from me already. With your group, you were assigned to groups prior to the course, assigned using a random number table to one of 6 working, I call them project teams. So your project team information we'll go over in a minute here. Here's how you're going to be graded. Here's a brief schedule, okay? What you notice here, okay, this talks about the week, okay? Beginning on Monday, weeks go from Monday at 12:01 a.m. to Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So here I don't have any of the due dates, right? Written down. This is just and then so you'll have a detailed review of the due dates on your site, okay? And here's some important information, okay? So let's go now. So that's the syllabus. Mm-hmm. You have an action-packed first week. What do you have to do the first week? Okay. Okay. So that's a syllabus. There will be an introductory, an introduce yourself video here. I'm not seeing it here. And then you're going to write the first of your response papers here. Okay, and then you're going to write you're going to connect up with your project team group members. Okay, so here what you have here are for your project team. You will have your group project team members. Okay, you will have, depending on what group you are in, access to your other team members, and you'll have a discussion space where you won't be graded on your discussion that you have with your team members. It'll just be a nice place for you to exchange information. There's also something called a course locker. So how do you, as a student, how on earth do you access any of this material, okay, for group projects? It's fairly straightforward. I wish it were easier, but it's not. If you go over here to Other, okay, what you're going to have down here is groups. And you tag your group, and you'll see your group here. I have all the groups because I'm a member of all of them, okay? But you'll have group files here. What you'll also see is, if you go down here, you'll have access to that, you'll have access to these discussion posts, and you'll have access to something called a locker. Okay? And you're not worried about individual lockers. Please scroll over to group lockers. Okay? So, here's group locker number 1. what I've done, and you'll see this, you'll have access to your group locker. This initial information is the task that I want your group to tackle. And the due date for these projects, they're going to be 6 to 10 PowerPoints, and I'll have a how-to for you how to do that, is the 11th of, it is the 19th of November. Okay. So you'll also have, you'll have access to those discussions so you can work with your groups. And then you're going to have 2 substantial graded discussions with the entire class. You'll have this one, the first one's due on October 1, okay, and the second one's due on October the 22nd, okay? And then if you look down here, you'll see a list of your project groups. Please take note of which group you're in, okay? Unfortunately, they didn't load in order, but there are 6 working groups. You only have to concern yourself when you're talking about your class project, your team project, with your group down here. Again, but for these data points up here, these 2 discussions are worth 6 points each, and you're discussing with the entire class. Okay? So that's 2 data points. You have an assignment, you have graded discussions, 2 of them. You have a group project. Now let's start looking at assignments. Okay. You have response papers here, and they're going to be one. You have, if you look down here in the grade book, your assignment submission folder. You've got response papers here. These are individual response papers, okay? Your individual response papers are worth 4 points each, and you'll need to go over here to the course home to look and have a sense of the due dates. For example, the second week we have here, you click response paper, and you'll see this. Think about the worst job you ever done, describe it, what made it bad. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write that, and then under assignments, you're going to submit your response paper right there. Okay? All right. When it comes time on November the 20th for your groups to submit your group assignment, do not worry, you're not going to see all these down here. For example, group 1, it's worth 10 points. You'll have, your file here. You can add a file. Again, please do not be overwhelmed. I'm going to provide you a really solid how-to video on how to do this and how you can work with other people in your group. And you have plenty of opportunity to exchange information, use your lockers, use your group locker here. And then your discussions for your restricted discussions for your groups. Okay. I wish I could give you a more something that looked really exactly like yours will, but kind of saw that the desire to learn does not allow me to do that. Okay. So. Okay, back to content. So, again, let's look at the first week. So the first week, please read the syllabus. Take a look at these instructions for unlocking blocked videos. It may be useful, but it's got them right here. Hopefully they've resolved this issue in desire to learn, but if not, you will want to resolve it. You need to be able to have access to watch the videos. Okay, so we're back there. I'm going to go back up here. Okay, and it gives you a nice 18 2 of 11. So this next topic, introduce yourself. I'm going to have to get that and edit that. That's going to be due It's due, I think I've got it due on August the 30th, okay? So, you know, you'll have till August 30th to introduce yourself, okay? Then here you have your first of your response paper. So this is a lot of work. Your response paper here, what I do is you click that up there, and it gives you this nice space, okay? And what I'm going to suggest that you do is to just the way I like to do it is copy, paste that into a document that you know some sort of software. You can either use Microsoft Word or any open source software that you wish, okay? And then read chapter 1. I'll be doing a little overview of chapter 1 here, and then when you're done, you save your files, you know, on your desktop, laptop, or if you have a shared drive at Kennesaw State and so forth, and then just upload it from here. Okay. So that's a lot to do during the first week. Okay. And again, please feel free to email me. Please email me through the Desire to Learn platform after class starts, which will be coming up here on the 14th. I look forward to working with you, and I enjoy the little bit of break we have left.